Hey there, Breaking Diabetes community. Have you just received a prediabetes diagnosis and are panicking, thinking it's a sentence to type 2 diabetes? Or maybe you already have type 2 diabetes, and your doctor said you'll need insulin for the rest of your life. What if I told you there's a real chance to reverse this situation? Yes, you heard that right. While most healthcare professionals still treat type 2 diabetes as an irreversible chronic condition, recent studies show something revolutionary. In many cases, it's possible not only to prevent prediabetes progression but also to completely reverse already established type 2 diabetes. This isn't a miracle or product marketing. These are scientific data I'm going to share with you now. In recent decades, we've seen an alarming increase in prediabetes and diabetes cases worldwide, including here in the US. The numbers are frightening. The United States has millions of prediabetics and diabetics, with over 90% being type 2. To understand the severity of the problem, let's look at the global numbers. In 1980, there were about 108 million diabetics worldwide. In 2021, that number jumped to 537 million. Just during the pandemic, between 2019 and 2022, there was an increase of more than 70 million diabetics. And we're not talking about a harmless condition. Uncontrolled diabetes can cause blindness, amputations, kidney failure, and kills. 6.7 million deaths in 2021 were associated with diabetes through heart attacks, strokes, COVID complications, dementia, and even cancer. I'd like to know more about you. Were you recently diagnosed with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes? Or are you concerned about your blood sugar levels? Share your experience in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Breaking Diabetes channel to receive more content like this that could literally save your life. Hit the bell to not miss any updates. Let's first understand what prediabetes is. Many think this term doesn't exist, that it's like pregnancy. Either you are or you aren't. But prediabetes is indeed an official medical term. It means your blood glucose is above normal, already causing damage to your body, but not yet high enough to be considered diabetes. It's the yellow light. Your blood sugar isn't normal green, but it hasn't reached the red of diabetes yet. This yellow light should be taken very seriously, as we know that 1 in 4 prediabetics will become diabetic within 5 years. And most concerning, 80% of prediabetics don't know they're in this condition. Why has the number of diabetics in the world increased so much recently? Is sugar to blame? It's not just that. The main culprit for this explosion is the growth of obesity. If we look at the graphs, we'll see that the two curves go hand in hand, obesity and diabetes. Remember how it used to be? You'd go to the beach, to the club, and almost nobody was obese. Today, most people are overweight or obese. But why does obesity relate to diabetes? Mainly because obesity increases insulin resistance. Insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas. Its role is to allow body cells to absorb blood sugar to use as energy. If you have insulin resistance, your cells don't respond well to insulin and can't easily absorb blood glucose. So glucose starts to rise. Your pancreas will notice this and will start producing more insulin. Insulin is an anabolic hormone. It makes you hungry and gain weight. And this weight gain will cause more insulin resistance, increase fat in the liver, make you gain more weight, cause prediabetes, and if you don't stop, it will turn into diabetes. Is everyone with insulin resistance obese? No. About 20% have normal weight. This has to do with genetics. Type 2 diabetes is also very genetic. You might also be sleeping poorly. If you sleep poorly, at least once a week, your insulin resistance is increasing. Or you're sedentary. We know that physical exercise sensitizes your body to insulin. It's exactly the opposite of insulin resistance. If you do physical activity, insulin sensitivity increases up to 16 hours after exercise through GLUT4 receptors. But obesity is the #1 cause of insulin resistance. While your pancreas can produce enough extra insulin to overcome this insulin resistance, blood glucose levels will remain in a healthy range. But at some point, your pancreas will no longer be able to keep up. What will happen? You'll start becoming pre-diabetic. Your fasting glucose level will exceed 99 milligrams per deciliter. The yellow light will appear. Your pancreas is asking for help. It's time to move and help it. We have 3 indices we need to keep an eye on. 1. Fasting glucose. O normal, up to 99 milligrams per dl. O prediabetes, between 100 and 125 milligrams per dl. O diabetes, equal to or greater than 126 milligrams per dl. 2. Glucose tolerance test after drinking that very sweet liquid. O normal, up to 140 milligrams per dl in 2 hours. O prediabetes, between 140 and 199 milligrams per dl in 2 hours. O diabetes, equal to or greater than 200 milligrams per dl. 3. Glycated hemoglobin, average of your blood glucose over the last 10 weeks. O normal, below 5.7%. O prediabetes, between 5.7% and 6.4%. O diabetes, 6.5% and above. It's important to emphasize that one altered test doesn't confirm that you're diabetic or pre-diabetic. You need to repeat it to be sure. And one crucial thing, diabetes is often a silent disease. If you don't have symptoms, it doesn't mean you don't have diabetes. 80% of pre-diabetics don't know the yellow light has appeared for them. And worse, 1 in 5 diabetics don't know they have this disease. Now, the 5 tips to reverse prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Tip number 1, avoid processed foods. Processed foods have a lot of salt, unhealthy fats, and sugar, none of which you need. Also, Harvard scientists found that some additives that give flavor to fast foods, cheeses and breads, propionates, alter your metabolism and increase the risk of diabetes, causing hyperinsulinemia. So stay away from them. Eat real food, whole grains, beans, lentils, chia seeds, leafy greens, lettuce, cabbage, green beans, broccoli, fruits. Now, regarding fruits, some need to be limited. To season your salad, try using apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar can improve your insulin resistance by up to 34%. It's not miraculous, but it's a healthy habit you can adopt. Other things that can also help a little are turmeric and cinnamon. And when making salad dressing, use avocado instead of mayonnaise. Tip 2. Do physical activities. Don't be lazy. Your pancreas is asking for help. Get up and move. You don't need to go to the gym. Of course, it would be interesting to go to the gym with a personal trainer. If you can, even better to give you the necessary stimulus. You're paying and they have the knowledge. They know what you need to do correctly to optimize your potential. But if you don't want to spend money or don't have money to spend, a walk, climbing stairs instead of taking the elevator, getting off a few blocks before your bus stop already works. And another observation, avoid sitting for long periods because the lack of movement for a long time can increase your glucose levels, inflammation, and insulin resistance. Get up once an hour, drink some water, take a small walk, and then come back. Tip 3. Sleep better. Several studies show that inadequate sleep worsens insulin resistance. Not only that, it worsens your memory, your mood, your immunity. Make your sleep a priority. Set an alarm for when you should go to sleep, and you'll see how much your life will improve. Tip 4. Reduce stress. Does stress increase glucose? Yes, it does. Stress causes our body to produce cortisol, which is the stress hormone. It's a corticosteroid that will make you hungry, will cause swelling, will make fat deposit in your belly. And we know that abdominal fat is more harmful than that deposited in the legs and buttocks. Because this fat increases inflammation, increases triglycerides, and worsens insulin resistance. Also, stress increases adrenaline glucagon, which increases glucose. See how harmful stress is to your body. But how to reduce stress? Doing physical exercises reduces stress. Talking to people you like reduces stress. Doing meditation to get to know yourself better too. And sleeping better also reduces stress because sleep acts as a sedative, helping you better process what's stressing you out. Tip 5. Lose weight, the most important. If you're overweight, excess weight is the key to insulin resistance, prediabetes, and type 2 diabetes. By losing weight, you're hitting the target of your problem. And remission is more likely if you can lose weight as soon as possible, before the diagnosis of diabetes or soon after. But one important thing I must emphasize, not everyone who loses weight will be able to reverse their diabetes. Even if you can't reverse it, losing 5% of your body weight can bring enormous benefits to your health. How to lose weight effectively. 1. Low-calorie diets. Some studies report that weight loss is successful with decreased insulin resistance, glucose, and use of medications after a low-calorie diet. The look-ahead study randomized more than 5,000 overweight and obese patients with type 2 diabetes and revealed that after a year, more than 11% of participants achieved partial or complete diabetes remission. However, these rates fell over the years. Restrictive diets usually don't work in the long run. You have that craving to eat, so this isn't the best way. 2. Carbohydrate-restricted diets. Did you know that before the discovery of insulin 100 years ago, low-carbohydrate diets were the most prescribed treatment for diabetes? But with medications, this changed. Instead of preventing glucose levels, the goal became maintaining blood glucose control through medications until reaching insulin. About 50% of diabetes patients will need insulin after 10 years of diagnosis. Instead of reducing calories, you restrict total carbohydrates to less than 130 grams per day. In a very low-carbohydrate ketogenic diet, it usually restricts total carbohydrates to 20 or 30 grams per day, increasing the diet's fat. But there's a downside. A study published in Lancet in 2018 with more than 25,000 people followed for 10 years found that low-carbohydrate diets, despite being useful in the short term for weight loss, decreasing blood pressure, and improving glucose control, in some cases can increase mortality. They found that those who ate almost no carbohydrates had a 32% higher risk of death from any cause than those who had the highest intake of carbohydrates, mainly due to cancer and cardiovascular causes. This is because the substitution of healthy carbohydrates, such as fruits, grains, whole grains, beans, which are rich in fiber, for more meat, can lead to danger. But look, those who reduced carbohydrates and focused on whole and healthy foods, such as vegetables, greens, nuts, tended to live longer than people who restricted all types of carbohydrates. This shows that a balanced diet in the long run, increasing good fats that come from avocados, olive oil, is a good strategy. 3. Bariatric surgery. Look, it's not for everyone, but bariatric surgery has long been recognized as a potential treatment for both morbid obesity and diabetes. That's why in 2016, recommendations from 45 medical societies around the world to use bariatric surgery as a treatment for type 2 diabetes. And bariatric surgery is currently approved for adults with BMI above 40 or above 35 with obesity-related comorbidities. And look, blood sugar improvement occurs quickly, hours or days after surgery. And it happens before weight loss because there's a change in the intestinal microbiota, the exchange of obesogenic bacteria for lean bacteria, effectively reversing diabetes in 80% of patients in the short term, in addition to altering the release of leptin, ghrelin, GLP-1. Of course, there are risks such as pulmonary thromboembolism, infection, malnutrition. And approximately 10 to 15% of patients can't lose the right weight or regain weight within 5 years, between 25% and 35% of patients. But it's really effective in reversing diabetes. And most importantly, you have the power to change things. For some people with prediabetes, early treatments such as changes in habits and lifestyle can bring blood sugar levels back to normal. If you found out you have prediabetes, understand that this doesn't mean you'll become a type 2 diabetic. You have time. It's one step at a time, improving food choices, doing physical exercise, taking better care of yourself. The same goes for those with type 2 diabetes. In some cases, it's possible to reverse it. You need to take care of yourself. Be your best friend. Love yourself. Remember that change takes time, but every little step counts. Today, you've already taken an important step by watching this video and seeking information. Now it's time to act. Your health is in your hands. Did you like the video? Then don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the Breaking Diabetes channel, and share it with those who need this information. Which of these 5 tips will you start implementing today? Leave it in the comments. Until the next video, take good care of yourself.